my gosh, hold on, I almost forgot to change the scene. That first toot scared the dookie out of me. I was on my phone, I can open up a Pokemon card booster pack, and I was like getting all excited, and then the toot shocked me. But, I'm gonna do this right now before we start playing. We're gonna see what Pokemon cards I get. Okay, are you guys so ready for this? You can't even see it. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. Do we get anything good? No! It's all stupid plain cards! This is dumb. I didn't get anything good. No, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I like the Pokemon card app. But I haven't actually done any of the card battles on it still. My friends keep telling me to do it, but I just haven't. It's gambling! Addiction! What are you talking about? It's my little, you know, it's a hobby. It's not a hobby. Anyways, game. Am I right? This is exciting. Cool. It's neat. Let's just jump right into it. I don't know if you guys saw my story on Instagram, but, the fact that
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
set the time twice made the
Stanley
game
worked
very
for
happy.
a company in a big building where he was employee number
So-
427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons.
I'm excited to see what I can do new.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427
Let's
did
go gambling.
every day of every month of every year.
This is so
Although
exciting.
Others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders.
I've been waiting to play this game
Though he
again.
had
I hope
been
you guys
waiting
know.
and Stanley was happy.
Okay, so we're getting.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something
Stanley
that would
Parable
forever
2.
change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had
man.
arrived on the monitor for him
I
to
could
follow.
skip this, but I
No
don't
one
think
had
I will
showed
this
up to
time.
give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
It's as if everybody's
Never in all
gone.
his years at the company had this happened. This complete
Hold on.
isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
I-
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Welcome back. Quit the game and then start it again. I got an achievement for that. Okay. Somebody said that I can get, like, something from not leaving the room. I tried to do it before, but it didn't really work out. I think it was because, I was, like, unlocking the Ultra Deluxe stuff, but maybe we'll do that? I feel like that's so boring to do on the first one, though. So I'm gonna explore. I have a bit of a, like, a chart that tells me how to get each ending, but I think I might just do it blind.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
But I think-
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think...
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm gonna Ultra Deluxe so hard right now.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
What achievement?
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No,
Yes!
No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction
Come on!
of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Let me in!
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for
I'm
valiant
trying.
effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
There's so
I want
much
to see
hustle going on.
commitment, a willingness to go all
I'm
the way,
shaking
no matter
my
what the
desk
cost.
with how hard I'm pressing
Why
this.
don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay. 430, 427, 429, 437. Did he say 417? 426, 422, 424. Oh. Now what's this doing here? Oh. 420. Hold on. Guys, this is very important. Where's 4? Oh, okay.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him. Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437. Where is that at? 42, 426. 437. 428, 427, 437!
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415.
415.
Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415! Don't forget! 415! This is so important to me right now. 424, 420. 415. 415, 416. 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Ah! Here we go! I gotta do it. I don't remember where it was. 437. Where was that at? 437.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know,
The copy machine.
machine.
Where is it? There.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I
Yes!
think we're getting somewhere.
Come on, buddy. Let's go. Okay.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419. Where's 419? Do I have a jump? Please tell me I have a jump. Okay. I'm getting so excited. What desk? 4. What desk did he say again? Wait a minute. I'm forgetting. 419? 422, 424. 419. Okay, thank you. 419. 418. Come on.
Yes!
Yeah!
This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
I will!
We've almost got it!
Let's go!
Now the copy machine, do that one again!
I'm unironically getting hyped up over this. I can jump out the window?
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5!
Yes! We did it!
Yes!
Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
I agree!
Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back.
Nothing!
Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
I'm
Just
so
think,
proud of
only
myself.
a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little
Now it's
clicks.
worth a lot.
Really now, what were you thinking?
You're right, and I don't normally agree with you. Okay, so you said I can jump out the window? Let's do it. Let's do it. Wait, can I jump out of the window with that? Not with this attitude, I can't. 435. Where am I? I've lost sense of everything. Oh, there's no windows in here. Okay, what was I doing? Bucket. Hello, baby grill.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
You're mine now. One day, Bucket will rule
Stanley
the world.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We're gonna go right again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling
The
to
bucket
him, telling him
speaks.
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It's telling me things, guys. It whispers secrets of the next world.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How? No, never mind. the bucket
I
was
didn't let
wrong,
it talk.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
To go back to the meeting room? Okay.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
413. It won't let me in. Okay, but what ending do I get with the bucket?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Dude,
Perhaps his boss's
I'm
office
losing my
was
mind.
where he'd find answers.
The bucket speaks to me.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy.
Are you kidding
It's as
me?
clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders
This
right
is
now, but
awful.
you have to be strong. This
I'm
is
so
your bucket.
strong.
This is your companion.
Yes!
And lifelong friend.
Yes!
You can't
That is
hand
the
it
only
over.
true thing you've said.
No. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it
What?
has to resort to this stream of petty
I
insults
thought the broom
simply
closet
in
was
order
my
to
friend.
get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
This is awful,
wait.
guys.
Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
Oh my gosh.
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless
The
that you
bucket!
feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner?
This is
Well,
awful.
I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it.
Yeah.
Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
You're stinky.
Expand on the wide variety of experiences
Nobody
you and
uses
the bucket
the
have
broom
shared
closet.
together. Go through each of them point by point.
Yeah.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket.
The bucket
as
loves
they have
me.
changed and evolved
And I
over
love
the
it.
years. Let him have it.
This broom closet is stupid. You don't even do anything. I'm leaving.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for
Really?
all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion.
There we go.
Take a hike, broom
Yeah!
closet, with all your meandering philosophical
Yeah!
diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies
Yeah!
and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah! Exactly. Stupid.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Yeah!
I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
This is great.
That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself,
That is a bucket.
It's a bucket.
Yes.
There really is a wide variety of applications
I
for
love
this
it.
sticker.
Where am I gonna go this
Coming
time?
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We're gonna go downstairs. I'm feeling a little,
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
I
Remember,
feel so
no
great.
reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
That's all I
You
need
can't buy that
sometimes.
sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried.
Huh?
So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
You hear that, guys? Savor it. That's what that means. Was that moment savored? I hope so. Definitely was savored by me, I'll tell you that much. You guys seeing that? The bucket, it changes. Hold on. It glows! Anyways. Hi, Ona!
Stanley just
I was
couldn't
playing
do
with
it.
the lighting.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during
I'll
work
be
hours.
fine.
He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
I was
And
crazy
then
once.
something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
Oh,
maybe
am I getting
am
this
crazy.
Indy?
He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy?
Oh!
The
Hello!
bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing
Welcome.
at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult
1,
times
2,
such as these.
B4.
He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
But
How
it
did
says
I end
property
up with
of
someone else's
Stanley!
bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience
It's
without
my
the
bucket!
psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which
No,
was, of
stop!
course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
No!
Oh, gracious!
My
He
bucket!
exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it calling to him.
Stanley!
Where are you?
Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley.
Where are
Find
you?
me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity.
My
And then
sanity! It's leaving
suddenly,
me!
dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
I can't see my feet.
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Excuse me?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella! You explain to me what's happening right now.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose,
Inside
dressed,
you
picked
are
up
2
her bucket of
buckets.
comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this
This is the same
particular
ending,
day,
but with
her
a
walk was
bucket.
interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone
If this
mad,
explodes, I'm gonna
ranting
cry.
and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be.
This is
Mariella
terrible.
thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
Rave
There were
bucket?
a myriad of confusing problems
Love it.
she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass.
You wanna know something
and
funny?
she backflipped all the way to work.
Whoa! She backflipped all the way there? Holy crap, that's crazy. At my work, they actually did give me a bucket. It was an equipment bucket, but it was a bucket. Anyways, I have a work bucket, like actually. Figurine Finders Committee meeting today in the meeting room. I must go to there. Now there
all
was.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, hush up.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
Okay.
memo.
I'm gonna do something this time. We're gonna do something. I'm gonna ignore the bucket for now. I need. Hello, baby grill. Your time will come soon. I promise. Okay. That was what I wanted to do. First of all, I have to do something very important to me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
going this way.
this was not the correct way to the
Yeah, it
meeting
is.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
I
it.
need to get to the meeting room. I want to find what I need. I'll admire it. Hold on. Let's look around.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous,
What does that say?
gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to
can't jump.
consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, we're getting to the meeting room.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Where is it? This is extremely important, guys. Take it all in. Small floating objects have appeared. Have to synergize our resources. There are many questions. Okay. How can you tell you've spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures? There's one. Hold on. We can do it. This is a beautiful drawing. Thank you. Good luck. I'm gonna look at something really quick. Everybody. Door. Climb out window. How do I climb out the window? This is very important to me.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hold on, gamers. There's gotta be one in here. And the executive toilet. Yeah! I
Another
knew
miniature
it!
Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What
I
about
like them.
Stanlerines?
Stanlerines!
Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Oh, it's beautiful. How glorious. The executive dookie is now mine. Let's see. Okay, let's look around. I don't think anything's gonna happen in here. I'm kind of just peeking. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course,
Hold
Stanley
on.
couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply
I'm so
pushing
smart.
random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Sheer luck.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay.
I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between
I think you should try putting the
Stanlerines
code-
and figments.
Oh!
What do you think, Stanley? What name better
but I don't remember
encapsulates the
it
intrinsic
for that
sense
long.
of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one?
Look at that!
Be
It's so
civil.
exciting.
I'm sure it will come to me.
It'll be fine, buddy. Stanley Parable. It's so terrible. It's parabolizing all the way. Alright. Let's do this
Descending
thing.
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
I can never
Why
sit
did he
still.
do this now, when for years it had never occurred to
I hope
him?
you guys don't get
This
dizzy with how I
question
play
would
these
not
games.
go unanswered for long.
wish I could jump.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
I
Mind
wanted to do this
Control
last time,
Facility.
but I didn't.
Although this
Escape.
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent
I
death.
don't believe that. I think that's just gaslighting me.
The
I
door
follow
behind
my
him was
own
not
truth.
shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I know exactly what I'm going
At
to be
this
doing
point,
today.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward.
Yeah, I am.
And willingly confront his death.
What do you mean? Look at that. This isn't death. Wait, see? Oh, Dookie, I didn't mean to actually fall. The end is never the end is never the end. See? I'm alive. This is a
As the
horror.
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Oh.
demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
This is a Stanley
Stanley
press.
can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story.
I know.
Trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to
That's
his
not.
brief and
Come on,
shallow
look.
life.
It's just gonna give me a hug.
Farewell, Stanley.
Why do they have this machine? What purpose does it serve? Whee! Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly
who are you?
into the enormous metal jaws. In
My
a
na-
single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
My narrator is not a woman. Oh. What does that mean? Well, it looks like I got away alive on this one. Baby.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I think. Oh, okay. This is very interesting. Well, that's fun. What's this way? Nice. That's really nice. How do I get in here? There's a dark room. It's foreboding and evil looking. I must go there.
They're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing. When Stanley came to the lift, he travelled upward to the power source at the top
Now
of
look
the
closer,
facility
Stanley.
to end this.
See how it's
injustice
impossible for the player to do anything in this room.
Wow.
Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you.
And finally, he pushed the number 9.
Okay, well, that's good for you, man. I'm gonna go this way then. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Let's figure out what else we're doing. Oh. Ooh, a window. This is all very exciting. Oh, what is that? One of the desks from an earlier version of the countdown ending. Whoa! That's fancy. I like that. Huh. On, off. I can turn the game off? Are you kidding me? Hold on, we're gonna explore a little bit first, and then I'm gonna get it. Yeah. Okay. Does this work? Huh. This is interesting. There's a vent? Huh. Oh, that's cool. It's like walking through a museum, but like in the game. Oh! Levers. Huh. And then I seen that. Okay. My sense of direction has been thrown off. What is this? Oh, that's cool. Okay. Wow. This is, I'm gonna be so for real. This is actually neat. I like what they added, like, all of these little things. Where was the button? There was something that I wanted to press. Oh, I just walked right into a wall. You didn't see that. I walked normally. Where? Oh, it's down here? Question mark? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Alright, gamers, let's do this.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another.
Who?
How they wish to control one another.
Talking about
How
the
they
narrator
both
and me?
wish to be free.
Talking about me and the narrator? Well, I turned it off anyways.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Seen. Okay. Oh!
But
Oh!
you can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your own.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Wait! Whoa! 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 This is actually, I'm gonna die? Can't go! What? Help me out here, guys! Hold on. Whoa! 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 Hold on. Do I die? Give me a second. What'll happen to me? Do I just do it? I might just go ahead. Oh. What do I do? What do I, I might just die. I think I might. Let's just do it.
Choose it.
Take me.
Time choose for you.
I'll be fine. Squashed like a bug. I'll be okay. I'm alive, but I'm dead. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Something's not
no matter
right.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This is I genuinely. Oh. Understandable, Mustard. You better be there. There's a way that I can jump out the window. I did see this. So let's figure this out, shall we? How do I do it? I don't know. But there's, hold on. Google, tell me how I can jump out a window. guess I can. Oh, I can't see. Oh,
At first,
I'm glowing.
Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of
I'm
video
glowing
game
because of
structure
this.
and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
It's very
Why
bright.
don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
I mean, hold on. Let me just do something real quick.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Oh, that's where I am. No.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question.
What is the real question?
What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different?
You look like you're
Would
going
I
to
have taken the
choose
same
now.
idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place.
What the
Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time.
Dude!
What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
Did you hear that, guys? You're
Well,
not lucky.
I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Are you seriously just gonna leave me like this? I would have gotten a song if I clicked yes. I have an idea. If I click begin the game again, will that take me actually to the beginning of the game again? I have an idea! Okay,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
hold on,
Stanley
gamers.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
4, 2, 3. Where's the computer that I like? Where's my baby grill? No. Okay. Well,
Stanley
Give me
lifted
that.
the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed
do you hear this,
over him.
gamers?
Stanley
How did I climb up
clung
on
the
one?
bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Okay. Give me a second, guys. Hold on, gamers. We're doing this. I'm taking the bucket with me. Yeah!
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's
This is.
ear.
We're back.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed,
Wars!
desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger.
Dude, what?
Of hope and redemption, and its
Whoa!
crusade to uplift the stock of life for the
Holy
common
crud!
man,
This
to
bucket's
manifest
evil.
justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time to see one's dreams and wishes met
That's
halfway,
crazy.
meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for
I
Stanley.
hate glowing like
What are you
this.
talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata
Whoa!
ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of...
No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You
Dude!
are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
What?
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12
Hi, Gas
emblems
Hog.
of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true
You just
power.
walked in on a
Otherwise,
murder!
We would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket.
No!
Nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
What have I done? I killed the bucket, dude! Oh! Where am I?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm scared for my life. Huh? How is it the first door that I opened?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Why is it different? There's the whiteboard. What do I do about the whiteboard? Do I go? Should I go to the whiteboard? What do I do? Do I go to the whiteboard? Do I pick you up? Do I take you? There's so many questions. So much things to do, and I could only do one. It calls to me.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
What is this game about? You just do things. This game's so sick, it makes me want to bark like a dog. I hate it here.
Stanley clenched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Guys, this is getting serious.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
I'm barking at
But
it. You wouldn't
alas,
understand.
No stickers.
I'm asserting my dominance in the broom closet. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
What's happening? want to go to the boss's office. I follow my own path in life. I'm not gonna listen to you. We're gonna go downstairs. And into the elevator.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
No, I
admitting
accidentally
he
did the
might
exact same
himself
ending as
very
before.
well.
I don't know what I'm
He
doing.
might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? Only because he believed everyone
My
had
bad,
vanished.
gamers.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe
Whoops,
I am
guys.
crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy?
My
He asked
bad.
The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
I forgot where
And
I
that's when
was.
Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket.
We're gonna just finish
It's
it out,
just a
gamers. We're
normal,
just gonna do it.
everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. Indeed.
I'm about to get made fun of for dying again. Gosh dang it, I hate it here. You stink.
Oh, gracious, he exclaimed.
But this
Without
time I'm
my
barking
bucket,
like a
I've gone
dog.
truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None
This
of them
is
were his
insanity.
special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore
The
his
dog
sanity.
barking is so
And then
stupid.
suddenly, he was dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming
Okay.
from. The real bucket was inside.
I got the
of
same
him
ending
all along.
twice. It's alright, it's
It was
fine.
incredibly painful.
I thought it
Stanley
would be
doubled
different.
over in agony and black.
I don't know where I go. I don't know where I'm at. All I know is that I'm barking like a dog.
This is the story of a woman named
It's fun.
Mariella.
I like it's interesting.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular
barking
day,
and leaks
her walk
aren't,
was interrupted
okay?
by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and
Bips!
then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Welcome back.
Right away, she knew what the problem was.
I got the same ending
This
twice,
man
and now I can bark
had
like a
no
dog.
bucket. Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions
I
and
got
how
insane.
everything is predetermined.
We just got a
and
little bit
free will
quirky
is an
over here,
illusion,
okay?
And it's all just
It's okay.
a video game. It could all have been
Let's
prevented
see.
if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel
Let's
the world
see.
can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
Oh,
There were a
that's
myriad of
awesome. That's
confusing
fun.
problems
I love
she would
Demon
soon
Slayer.
have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks
Okay.
ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
I am directionally challenged, and I'm gonna try and figure out how to get a different ending by going to different parts in this building and totally not forgetting where I'm at and going down the same path again, because that is literally what happened. Can I still bark? No! I hate it! They took my barking! I can't bark like a dog anymore!
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
I recall everything. My brain is fat and massive, and you couldn't understand. Okay.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
I wish I could bark.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I just like going
This
right.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
If I imagine to bark
And
like a
here
dog,
it was.
then
Had
it makes
the
me a
bucket
little
turned
happier.
out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left,
to go
No, we
back to the meeting room.
Now let's take a peek-see.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Guys, don't lie, okay?
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I need to go to there. We'll find our way. I have to get it. Where am I now? The bucket doesn't speak to me. Guide me. Where am I?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
I know what a bucket
I suppose
is.
that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this
What do
point.
you mean?
Which, if that's true, well, my goodness. I think we have to do something about it.
No.
This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't.
I know what a bucket is.
Please, step in here for a moment.
I'm offended. Oh. Oh. What is happening? Excuse.
Now then,
Oh.
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Putting my thinking cap on.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
That is not a bucket.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Big brain. I just know so much, gamers. Palicator!
Item 2.
You should totally play
Is
this game. It's
this
fun.
a bucket?
Think long and hard about this one, guys. What exactly is this? It doesn't smell like a bucket. Let's see. That is not a bucket either.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket.
It's not a bucket.
An actual bucket.
Okay.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
That one's a bucket, I can tell.
Correct. This is a bucket.
I just know everything that I'm doing is correct.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Absolutely. Oh.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous
It's a
machine
bucket!
that
It's a
tills
big
earth.
bucket.
I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up?
That's-
Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
What? That was a bucket! I'm not wrong.
Is this a bucket?
Yes!
Correct. This is a bucket.
I knew it! Don't ever tell me that I'm wrong.
Item 6.
No,
Is this a bucket?
it's not a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Fair enough.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
Come on.
And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in
Nothing
your
is
twisted
something.
mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
The bucket is
Answer
everything.
me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Oh, the music just got foreboding. What do I believe a bucket is? Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
You and me
What
both,
is
brother.
a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And
The
yet
bucket
now
is
I'm
everything.
somewhat
The bucket
adrift.
is life.
Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
I mean,
Stanley, I can't keep doing
you are.
this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm
That
afraid
is
the bucket
concerning.
is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm
No!
sorry.
What do you
I'm
mean?
going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Oh no!
Okay. Here we go.
Did I get my bucket
What
taken?
happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
I
Every
told you
single thing in the
everything
game
was
was
a
a bucket.
bucket.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
I told you. I
How
knew
could-
it the whole
Except
time.
me.
I told you the
I'm
bucket
not
was
a
everything.
bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Oh
No,
my
this is
gosh.
wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to
Dude.
get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
This is your
So,
fault.
Tell you what.
You're the one who took away
I'll
everything.
reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets.
Thank
okay?
you.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if
Okay.
you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Pinky promise. Pinky promise. Pinky swear. A bucket is absolutely everywhere. What is happening? Sometimes things change, and I don't know what to do about it. But, my bucket comes along with me.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
We love the
He'd
bucket.
never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Should we follow the instructions and enter the door to the left? I think I'm feeling a little bit of a rule follower now. Oh, sorry, gas dog. Okay, so now what do we do? Huh? What am I doing?
Stanley, we must move on from this
Oh,
broom
fine.
closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
Boring.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Not going
office.
downstairs. Not going to go downstairs. I know where I am. And I know the truth of everything. Is this different if I have a bucket in my arms? Better. Alright, well, I'm bored. Get me out!
Stepping into his manager's
What was it
office,
again?
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
2845.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I know what I'm gonna do.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
I love the
Soothing
bucket.
him,
The bucket's my
comforting
bestie.
him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
It gets a little
The
quirky
bucket
sometimes,
is here
but that's
for you,
okay.
Stanley. Everything will be fine. Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Seems I've discovered something new, gamers. With my fat and massive brain, we will solve the puzzles. Oh, I've done this before, in my first Stanley
Here we
stream.
are, said Stanley.
Okay, hold
now
on.
I'm going to try out that
There's
number
a
3
VOD.
button.
I
He
uploaded
took
it.
the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over.
Okay.
Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent.
This is so
This
intriguing.
was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him?
It's the number 3.
Once
I'm so
Stanley
excited.
had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Press the number 2. Okay, nothing happened. I'm gonna go back down and then I'm gonna come back up.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something.
The bucket doesn't
Perhaps it
understand the
had not seen
whimsy
how
of
much
life.
joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Truly, 3. The number 3 should be studied.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number
It's so
3 means
important.
to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel.
But
He
the number
smiled at the
3!
bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Dude, come on! If this is gonna be like a thing, you're gonna have to put effort into your side of the relationship, Bucket. Okay? Because I've taken interest in everything that you've done. Okay? The number 3 is important
Here
to
we
me.
go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you.
See?
He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a
This
beloved
is so important.
instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion.
On the
He
3.
wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would
Oh,
wield
yes.
a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3.
This so-
Stories of his
so-
dreams and hopes and fears.
Yes.
And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind.
Why does the
Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all. Only silence.
Plot twist, the bucket's
Crushed by
dead.
a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
We're doing this again. Just so you know. I will not be put down.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of
That's
Stanley?
what I'm saying.
The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator.
I'm so
He knew
ruminating.
that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear
I don't
friend.
know.
Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
It needs to like the number 3. Just as much as I like the number 3. Going back up, gamers. Doing it again. Not until it understands. Okay? Not until it gets it.
said Stanley.
I know exactly
I know
what to
do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over.
Yes!
He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others.
That is so
It
real.
would get to see the world react to this discovery of
Yes,
Stanley.
absolutely.
And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Absolutely. This is happening, gamers. This is happening.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Look at that! 3! I love 3. 427.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
This is our moment, Bucket. This is the moment that I will share with you. Blue! What's up?
There was no one here.
What?
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press
Nobody
the number
cared.
3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper
They
understanding.
didn't understand.
The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends.
This is terrible.
And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
This is awful. This is a terrible day. Nobody truly understands the bucket. The life that the bucket can bring to somebody, you know? I'm so sad.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Alright, gamers. Where should I go? There's so many things I can do, and I feel like I haven't. Hold on. Let me pick a random path from the chart that I have here. Okay. So I'm gonna ignore the bucket for now. I think. Do I have to pick the bucket? Hold on. Hold on. We're figuring this out. There's so many things you can do. Hold on. Hold on. There's all of them are with buckets. Holy dookie. Hold on. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna do something. We're ignoring the bucket. The bucket is very important, but I'm feeling... Hold on.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Hold on.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay. I'm taking this so seriously.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Hold on. Oh, I just walked into the door. I'm not
Stanley
doing
was so
anything
bad
stupid.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
How do I get this? How do I get in here? I want in now. How do I get in? Okay. Can I jump down here? Like, at all? Oh my gosh.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly
I feel
gotten
so
all
happy.
of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second
Yay!
number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Okay. What is happening now? Oh. Mm.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you?
Excuse
What a
me?
silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory.
you
I bet
know.
each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must
What would you know?
absolutely
You're
bolt
just-
off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've
This
become
is your own
sad. Look
fault.
what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
I said it first. I'm very offended by this. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm consulting the walkthrough to see what endings I have and have not done. There's a okay. Up, okay. I'm thinking. Oh. Okay. Okay, okay. We're gonna go in the same direction.
All of his co-workers
different.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is so important, guys. This is the most important thing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I
This was
love
not
the right
correct
door.
way to the meeting room. And
Personally,
Stanley knew
I
it
do love
perfectly
it.
Well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Hear me out, gamers. We're doing this.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before.
Changes
Was it
every
this
so
room?
often.
A connection between the two? But eager to get back
Okay.
to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm thinking.
Stanley
Okay.
was so bad at following directions.
So
it's
I gotta go to the
incredible he wasn't
cargo
5
thing.
years ago.
I gotta go up. Hopefully I haven't done this before. Have I done this before? I think I've done this before. Hopefully I haven't. We'll find out. I really still want to ride one of these. Hold on.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Hold on. I'm using my massive brain.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do
I
this.
can unplug this,
to reach
apparently.
Out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited.
I unplugged it.
Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
I saw the
You
walkthrough.
actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible.
Well, I
Let
mean,
me
you know,
double
Google
check.
is very important. Also have all of the
It's
answers right
definitely
here.
clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
I mean-
Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits.
You made fun of
Not
me last
picking up the
time.
phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of
Oh,
action.
come on.
How is that even possible?
Well-
None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
You didn't see.
How had I not noticed it sooner?
What?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken.
I
This
mean,
is
what do
why
you
you've
mean?
been
I'm
able
not-
to
I'm
make
totally
correct
not
and incorrect
Crimmins from
choices.
Instagram.
And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making.
I mean-
Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Are you kidding me?
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Come on.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
Are you guys taking
He could
notes?
invent a machine that eliminates food shortages
Oh.
across the world to make life better for all people.
It's the
Or he
Flint's
could spend years of
Nerdifer.
hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense.
I'm gonna be so
And at
for real,
no
I didn't
time
pay
should you
attention
make
to a
choice
single thing you
that
said.
does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself
Fish.
speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real.
Oh.
Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part
do
to a
that.
healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, If you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
I mean, oh.
Welcome back.
Well.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Oh, it's still unplugged. Okay. Well, what am I doing?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Oh!
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That
They made
story
it
would make
me-proof.
No sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Fine, be that way. Fun police is here, and I'm not allowed to have any whimsy anymore.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
Okay.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay, fine. Fine, okay. Nothing changes. Alright. Well, now you're not even talking to me.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work.
Well, that's
Why?
your fault.
For what? What did you get out of that?
Don't
what
give
did
me
you
a
think
free
was
choice.
so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back
not
to
incorrect,
that?
it's just
I
quirky.
can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
No.
To willingly destroy all of my
wanna
work?
get back there.
I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I...
He's
No, I
so
have to.
dramatic.
I have to shut the
No.
game down. I
No.
have to.
No, wait.
I have to.
No, wait. No, come on. Oh, dude. Let me get over there. Now, where am I?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
What?
You, who thought you were so clever. Now
I
look
am
where we
clever.
are. My entire game is destroyed.
That's your fault. You
It was
turned
the
it
only thing
off.
in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had
Kind
to
of.
see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
I mean, come
He
on,
actually
dude.
knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That
He
thought
cussed at
hadn't
me.
even occurred to you, had it?
He
That
cursed.
there's a world outside
Mature
of you.
stream.
You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make
Wow. Wow.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Gasshog, you and me are thinking the same thing, man.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Doing it again,
When
gamers.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, now nothing happened.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
I don't think it's gonna allow me to do this.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fine. Stupid. Stupid. Stupid dum-dum.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
They locked my broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I've been locked out. The toilet no executive toilet either?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Dookie. Dookie! What?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I can't speak into it! You didn't give me a microphone!
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I forgot what it was. Like Night Shark something.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect.
I am very
The kind of
offended.
respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted
Oh,
over there.
wow.
Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
You stink! That's what I have to say. Oh.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He
Go to the right, Stanley. Stanley, go to the right. Stanley.
Hello?
Go to the right.
Is everything okay?
Do it.
Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
Go to the
I
right.
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear
Go
me?
to the right.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision.
This actually
it cannot
is
exist
sad.
Without you. Do you understand me?
You took me
Whatever
out of the
choice you
story,
make is
man.
just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward.
Stanley
please.
twice.
Choose.
That's terrible.
Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this.
This guy,
The
come
story
on.
needs it. So, you hear me?
No.
Are you there?
Nope.
Are you listening to this?
I'm not
Stanley,
here.
Are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right.
Sorry, Leroy.
I'll wait for you to decide.
Who's
what's the right
Leroy?
thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh, well. The end is never the end is never the end. Pipeline Memorial Bucket Museum. Hold on. I'm reading something. Elevator, down, pipeline straight, catwalk, monitor room. I'm gonna look at something. I'm trying to figure out, because there's so many endings to this game. I want to get as far as I can in this one. Okay, I'm gonna ignore the bucket again. And then I'm gonna do something.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Okay. I have to ignore the bucket this time. Even though it pains me to walk on without it, I must forge my path forward and take the door to the right.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Hold
knew
on.
it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
There's
The
something
lounge
that
was
I must
grand,
do.
Majestic. Perhaps too, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
I
door
know, I
on
feel
his
bad for the
left.
bucket too, but it just wasn't meant to be. Not today. Not today.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So,
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
Yeah,
To
I don't
show
believe
you
it.
something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
okay. I don't think I've done this just in general before. Okay, I don't have a bucket.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked...
And there it is. The last
I got it!
Wiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
I got 'em all, guys.
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
Yes!
Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, You've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all. But
I got
that
them
would be
all.
like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
I'm done.
And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing
Did my
before
stream
you
just
hunted
stop?
for figurines.
No, it didn't. Sorry, my computer just tweaked out for a second. Okay. So I'm gonna choose blue, blue. I'm going blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, I think my stream isn't live. Hold on. Give me a second. What's going on around here? Can you guys hear me? Am I alive? Okay, it's live. Sorry, my computer is saying that I'm not
I
live.
still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
It scared me. Hold on. I'm reading. Oh, my phone is tweaking out. Hold on, gamers. No, that is weird. Because on my thing, it says offline. Like on my stream manager. But I'm glad that it is live and online. Because that makes me feel so much better. Blue, blue. Blue. Oh.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there?
I
You
do.
want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map.
Well, that's your
because
own
you were never
fault.
supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I'd written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
Yeah,
because
it
this
doesn't
is
happen
what you
too
wanted
often,
to
but
see.
it's weird.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires.
My
of yours.
desire is to get
What
as
would
many
have made
endings
this
as
game
possible,
better?
okay?
What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Yeah.
Skill trees?
Yeah,
Work
maybe.
with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Dude.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh.
A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Yeah. God, I'm red. That's concerning. My camera is changing. Holy crap. I'm so bright. What is Holy crud. What? Okay. Let's go.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
My favorite number
Feel
is
free
5.
To be honest, I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something.
Onto everything.
Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door?
I don't know,
Well,
man.
It's instinct mostly.
Oh.
A calling in your gut. I really
Yeah.
couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
Yeah, no,
You can't
that's
teach
how it
that,
happens,
Stanley.
brother.
Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new
Oh.
version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, what is this? The Stanley Parable worldwide wide leaderboard. Whoa. Good for them. Where am I? Am I on here? Yeah, it's me. That's awesome. Guys, that's me. Oh. Huh. I'm gonna beat that dead rat. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do it. Okay, what am I doing right now? Whoa, the door handle is gone. Let's go back through the door. I'm gonna become red again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Yeah!
Again, honest answers, please.
Absolutely, my favorite
Hey,
number
I nearly
is
forgot.
5.
I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
All right.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
No.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
I am so excited about this.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
Holy crap!
But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
I'm not gonna do
Be
that.
sure to
I'm
keep
sorry.
notes on your experience.
So I should let the baby burn? Let me know if I should kill this child. Kill it. If he walks into the fire, that's his fault. Burn the child. Goodbye, baby.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done.
What do you mean you're out?
It's over.
What? No, wait,
Thank you for
wait,
playing. Your
wait,
input was extremely valuable.
Excuse me?
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
I mean, sure.
Let's see. What do we have here?
Somebody else's game? What do you...
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What are we doing?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
Is
What
this
our
Firewatch?
motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of
Oh my
twisted erotic
gosh!
purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a
This is
fascinating
Firewatch!
venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems
Hi,
there's even
Bree!
more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is
They're
out
built
there.
by the same developer? Holy crap, that's awesome. Where's the cardboard cutout? Where's Fireman Stan? Whatever his name was. Where is he?
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
Okay, hold on. I gotta walk around and decide what I'm doing with my life because there's so much free will in this moment. I gotta walk around and be silly. I gotta take everything in. Oh, yes. Oh, this is everything I thought it would be. Alright. Well then, let's go down. Even like the walking feels different. Like the controls are now Firewatch E. That's cool. I'm enjoying this. Yes. Oh.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No, but I was having fun.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You
He
really
took
wandered
away my
off into
whimsy.
That thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh,
Thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley.
I'm actually in the
Okay,
woods.
I'm going to get us out of here.
No,
Let's
no,
find
no, 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 no,
another
no.
game.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice,
Come
big,
on.
insurmountable
Let me out.
walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
I want to wander. Are you kidding me?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I
Rocket
had in mind.
League?
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I've never played this game before.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
That's
Oh, what
kind of fun.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball.
Give
Have
me
fun.
some balls. Oh God, it's huge. I can move quicker. Yeah.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that
Hold
I
on.
worked so hard on?
Oh, I'm on my way.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more
So
euphoric
many
sports
balls.
experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Let me get it in first. No!
Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it?
Amaze
Stanley, I'm like a
balls.
child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Yes! Every ball. I'm great at this game. Look, I made one in without even
Are you
trying.
enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
No! Oh
That's
God,
right.
why
Your
would you do
little
that to
fun
me?
comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I am structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't
So
want to
mean
play
to
my
me.
game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best.
I do.
Take care, Stanley.
You're so mean to me sometimes. I look in the mirror and I say, dumb, dumb, dumb idiot. Okay, what on earth? Where? Hey! Excuse me. Did he actually just leave? I'm gonna jump in.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Where am I going? 5. I like the number 5. I can't see. Uh-oh. Oh, ooh. Something is not right about this. Cocaine? The doors aren't done all the way. Where did my narrator go? You know what? Ooh. What does that say? I can't tell. It's probably not important. Just turned into the back rooms. If something jump scares me, I'm gonna, like, die. Oh. Oh. Okay. Is that where he stares at me from? What is that? I'm so concerned. And oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
I'm exploring.
I
I'm
wonder if
having a
he's
whimsical
happy
time.
with his choice.
Yeah.
If he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it.
Absolutely.
He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me.
No, I don't.
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out
Come
of the chaos and the fear
on.
and the confusion.
Come
That's who I
on.
am.
That's
That
boring.
is what I mean to this world.
That's
Oh,
stupid.
yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way.
Come
Once this
on.
ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
He's kind of. Come
I can
on.
wait.
Are you really gonna do this to me right now? Are you really gonna do this to me right now? I'm back. Okay, I might try one more ending. Might. Oh, actually no,
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put
I
a
guess I'm
pause on
finishing this
things.
ending
It's
up
just-
still.
It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I mean, I guess. I'm a little concerned about you now, though. This game, dude. Okay, fine. I'll...
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find.
Oh,
Sure, it
yeah.
said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain?
How could we? This might be a
We were so
7th one.
innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
No. Look at it. It's glistening. And what if I just went over here? Oh. That might have been a mistake. Oh. Yeah?
And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Oh.
Okay, let's do a
Toilet.
little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
The Executive Dookie!
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm
Yeah.
glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised.
I just like that
After
there's a
all,
toilet in
science
here.
tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Really? Wow. I forget a lot of things, though. I think that might be a lie.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a figly in this
That
big
apple
room.
reminds me of
Oh, well,
Anne.
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Yeah. Whoa. I heard whispering. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna continue on through.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Really?
Enjoy.
Wow. Oh, wow. This is great. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah. Get it, brother. Yeah. This is what life's all about. Yeah. Wow, the narrator made this music.
Takes
Wow,
you back,
that-
doesn't
yeah.
it? I spent a lot of time making that video,
I can
but
tell.
it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
8. A whole 8. Now what? Oh. Sounds watery back here. Oh, I remember the doors. Yes.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible.
Yes.
The final figurine.
This
right
one.
here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Oh, yes.
Who
Absolutely.
can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
I felt
It was a
very happy
moment
and proud of
unlike
myself.
any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh, at least it's the same place. Okay, fair enough. Now what's this?
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment.
Oh.
Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Oh. Was that it?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen.
Oh.
Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction.
All
See
right.
how that feels.
I will. Let's do it.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my
He's
mind.
going insane.
Let's keep going. I want more.
He's actually going crazy.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Oh my
Yes,
gosh!
I love that video.
Wow! That's crazy. This room, I remember it very well.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley.
Oh, it's very important.
Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Yeah, solid, very solid. It reminds me of Anne. We love Anne. I love Anne. Toilet, Executive
These really
Dookie.
were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
What am I doing? Oh, I can go downstairs now. Yeah, I remember this. I do.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember?
I do.
Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
I feel bad indulging you in this.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Ooh. Well, it was this, kind of. Somewhat. Jump! The jump button! Jump button! I remember you!
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember
Yeah!
hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything.
It really does.
In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past
Oh, there's a
is.
rosy
I
filter
want
on everything.
More memories.
All right, I will keep.
Oh yes, the two doors.
This
Who
is-
could
he's
have
going
forgotten that?
crazy.
A classic memory, this one.
I would always go right whenever you would tell me to go left.
And before everything else, there was your office.
Oh yes.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
No.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
What is happening? What is going on?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different.
What is
I
happening?
used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking.
You did
for me.
this?
He
You
would make
made
the
this?
decisions, He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it.
I
I'll
mean,
be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory?
Yeah.
Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
wow.
I did
Okay.
enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go.
I
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is this actually? Okay. It's been 2 hours. I know that I normally only stream for 2 hours, but I feel like I should do one more run to see what happens, and then after that, I'll call the stream here. This, I'm pretty sure, is going to be my last Stanley Parable video, because I've done a lot, and I've gotten the endings that I want to do. And then we can start playing a different game. But we're going to do one more run. I'm going to do it normal, okay? And we're just going to, do everything the narrator says. We're going to do it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We'll give one good, run for the narrator, okay? And then we'll retire him for good.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
I'm
on
really
his left.
curious. It feels like something different might happen.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I might try to put in the code. I have it here now. Okay. 2845.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, let's go. Executive Dookie. Very important. Okay, that was great. Good times. 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
I'm not
So he
anxious.
relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Okay.
Feeling soothed
Oh.
and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened
I'm so
passageway.
calm right now. Okay, here we go. I have a feeling that nothing is gonna change. Why did that get me?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright. Stanley, you better be.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this
So
place
terrible.
hold?
Oh,
Stanley
no.
thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now
This is
the monitors
insanity.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an
Stanley
employee in the
will let you
building.
outside,
Stanley's
breathe
co-workers.
fresh air here in a
The
little bit.
lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh.
This
Speed run.
mind control facility,
Speed
it was
run.
too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control
This
all
is
this
insanity.
time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
That's
That
crazy.
his emotions had been manipulated to accept
Oh.
it blindly?
Man,
No.
that's wild,
He
guys.
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
I'll never
it.
believe it.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
All right.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Let's do it, gamers. Let's do it again. Stanley will be no more after this. He's gonna be gone. Dead. We're killing Stanley.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
It's so over.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the
This
machine.
feels good. Even if we've already done this
Unshackled
ending, this
himself
feels
from
good.
Someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
No, we solved so
Where
much.
had his co-workers
No
gone?
more Staniel.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Nah.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
This is insane.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
It takes so long to
That
open.
was all he needed to know.
Alright.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh,
Stanley
okay.
felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling
killing
of
him!
liberation, the immense possibility of the new path.
We're letting him
before
out into the open.
This
It's like
was
Free Willy,
exactly
but
the
Free
way,
Stanley.
Right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Now, I'm curious if anything actually does change. This is it, gamers. This is the end. He's gone. Is it actually gonna change, though? That's what I want to know. Is my name still Stanley?
Stanley knew the office layout.
It is still Stanley. Okay. I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna say this is it for me playing the Stanley Parable. I may try to find the other endings on my own, but honestly, there's so much to this game. It's a really big game. But I will say I will not be here next week to stream. Next Saturday, I will be gone. I have plans that day. Also, I am moving, right? I'm no longer gonna be in this room, so again, my stream days might be maybe a little spotty, and if suddenly one day I'm streaming in what looks to be like an old woman's home, that is because that is where I will be. So I'm 95% sure, like, next week I won't be streaming, the next week after that I might not stream either, but that's like, you know, either that or I will, like, already be moved, but who knows? Who knows? Things are happening. Things are changing. Things are gonna be new. It's gonna be grand and wonderful and great. I finally have Wi-Fi set up at the place, so, you know, it's gonna be sick. Anyways, I will not see you guys for a little bit. Have fun. Do things. Have fun again. That's amazing. Alright. Goodbye.